Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today's story is something straight out of a detective novel, but trust me, this is real. So imagine this, a friend from high school disappears one day, like literally vanishes, and no one knows what happened to them. No one. Today, I'm going to dive into a real-life story shared by a Reddit user about their high school friend who went missing under seriously strange circumstances. Stay tuned because this one is a ride. Okay, so here's how it started. The Reddit user, let's call him Alex, begins like this. Back in high school, I had this best friend, we'll call him Jake. Jake wasn't just your average guy. He was the kind of dude who could walk into a room and instantly make everyone laugh. He had this weird but endearing obsession with Rubik's Cubes, always solving them like it was nothing. You'd say, "Hey Jake, what's the capital of Germany?" And he wouldn't just say, "Berlin." He'd start telling you something random about currywurst and how he once tried making it at home. That's just who he was. Quirky, engaging, and honestly, one of the smartest people I knew. Alex explained that they were inseparable. We sat together in biology, went to the same chess club, don't laugh, chess was cool, and weekends were either spent at his place binge-watching conspiracy videos or mine playing video games. Everything was normal, just a regular pair of high school friends. Until it wasn't. So one day, Jake doesn't show up to school. Now, it wasn't super weird at first. Everyone gets sick sometimes, right? But then another day passed. By day 3, even the teachers were asking if anyone had heard from him. I tried texting him, but nothing. I tried calling straight to voicemail. At that point, I decided to swing by his house, and this is where things start spiraling into the bizarre. I get to Jake's house, and it looks completely normal. Like, there's his mom's car parked in the driveway, his little sister's scooter by the garage. But when I knock, no one answers. I wait, knock again, even peeked over to see if the curtains were open. Nothing. The house was silent. Now here's the kicker. There was a sticky note right by their doorbell. It said something vague like, "Back soon. Sorry for the inconvenience." But here's why that didn't sit right with me. Jake's family wasn't the kind to just leave without a word. They were super tight-knit, and Jake always kept me in the loop about everything. Alex felt uneasy but figured maybe they were visiting family out of state or something. A day later, one of our mutual friends calls me, freaking out, saying Jake's phone isn't receiving messages anymore. Straight up disconnected. No texts, no calls, nothing. I found it odd because Jake was glued to his phone like most teenagers. That phone dying felt like losing a lifeline. This is where curiosity turned into real worry. I went back to his house. Yeah, I know it sounds obsessive, but at that point we were all freaking out. This time the house was empty. Like, properly empty. The car's gone. It's as if Jake's family had just evaporated. So naturally I call the police, right? They come over, check things out, and tell me there's no sign of foul play. No break-in, no struggle, nothing like that. They said they'd look into it, but come on, this is a missing kid. It felt like no one was taking it seriously. Weeks passed, then months. Alex continues, what made things worse was how Jake's disappearance wasn't even mentioned. Like, the school held this half-hearted assembly about staying safe, but no one gave concrete answers about where Jake or his family had gone. Even the teachers seemed unsure or maybe just didn't want to talk about it. So here's where the internet comes into play. A year later, Alex said he was messing around online, just Googling random stuff. On a whim, I decided to type in Jake's full name. At first, nothing came up, obviously. But on page 2 of the search results, that's where things got strange. There was this old Craigslist ad. It wasn't posted under his name, but it was advertising an old, beat-up car that looked exactly like Jake's dad's car. The location was states away, like 4 or 5 hours drive. Could it be a coincidence? Maybe, but then another weird piece appeared. Around that same time, I found a random forum post. It was one of those old-school conspiracy threads. Someone was discussing, get this, strange relocations of families due to witness protection programs or some hush-hush government stuff. It sounded insane until I noticed a username commenting repeatedly on the thread. The username looked a lot like one Jake and I used for our online games back in the day. Coincidence? I don't know. All I know is that the timeline fit way too perfectly. Alex confessed he spent months chasing these vague pieces. Was Jake and his family part of some government relocation or something? Witness protection? Did they know something they shouldn't? Or, worse, was it all just unrelated coincidences, and I'd never see my best friend again? To this day, I have no solid answers, just fragments of a mystery that doesn't add up. Jake's house got sold shortly after they left. No forwarding address. No calls answered. Just a best friend, gone like a ghost. Part of me wants to think that Jake's out there somewhere, solving Rubik's Cubes and geeking out about random facts. But another part of me is always going to wonder, what really happened and why didn't they say goodbye? So, guys, that's the mystery of Alex's high school friend Jake. What do you think happened? Witness protection? A family on the run? Something darker? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Personally, I can't stop thinking about that username. It's just too coincidental to ignore. If you're as hooked on mysteries like this as I am, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Trust me, there's plenty more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Before we wrap up, I have a question for you guys. Have you or someone you know ever experienced something like this? A friend? A neighbor? Or even a family member who just disappeared out of the blue? Or maybe you've got your own theories about witness protection programs or secret relocations. Drop your stories in the comments below. Who knows? Maybe we'll feature them in a future video. And hey, if you're enjoying these detective-style stories, let me know which mystery you want me to cover next. Could be another Reddit thread, a local legend, or anything you think deserves a deeper dive. Oh, and one last thing, after reading Alex's post, someone in the comments claimed they saw Jake years later in a completely different city, under a totally different name, working at a small bookstore. No way to confirm it, but what if it's true? Anyway, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.